masses. And I believe in building that arc for the people who need it. And that's what we're doing.
Wow, man, that is a powerful story. Thank you so much for sharing that. I even had some questions that I wanted to ask you that you already kind of covered within your story. And it's just, so amazing to see the ups and downs and everything that you've gone through. I feel like a lot of people look at massively successful people like yourself and always just sometimes assume that it was easy. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of people that get into network marketing feel it's like the lottery ticket, the get rich quick, do nothing. And, they don't see the struggle behind the scenes. And, I was even going to ask you, what was your huge event? And you had several of them. I've interviewed a lot of people that are successful, and it's crazy that it seems like it's almost like your back has to get up against the wall where it's like fight or flight, that you got to make it no matter what. And it's amazing to hear you go through that same story. You know what I mean? If any questions that I would have for you, just really a couple things is, what do you think is like the biggest key for you for long-term success? I see what you're doing right now with your company, and I've seen a lot of people come in the industry and they have huge success and they kind of taper off. And, some people will come in and get huge bonuses, or groups come and go. What do you think is the difference that you've done? Maybe it's your culture within your group. Maybe it's the message that you promote. But, what have you really done to help get that long-term, you said you had 6,000 people in your group making over 200,000 a year. What do you think is one of your major keys for that?
Well, it's very simple. It's trying to build that residual income, trying to build that retention. And see, people, when they join network marketing, especially a lot of big leaders right now in this time, and I call them big leaders because they call themselves big leaders, they come in with a philosophy or a system that really doesn't work, where they're trying to bring in people and they tell them the 2 + 2 + 2 + 2 + 2. At the end, you're making this massive amount of money, right? And it really doesn't work. You got to teach people that this is a real business. You can't tell them it's easy. You got to tell them, guess what, my friends? He goes, this is going to be one of the most difficult things you'll ever do. But when you learn and you do this right, you're going to be very successful in life. You got to be very honest with people. And one of the things that I do teach is my 5 steps to success was, number 1 is you need to have product with you at all times. Number 2, you need to go prospecting every day. I mean, almost like a lesson. You got to go out there. And I tell people, because see, here's the factor. People try to recruit people. I go, hey, Robert, I got this great company. We're going to make a lot of money. Can you join? Let's go. We're going to make a lot of money together. Guess what? People put their shields up now when people come up to them like that. So you got to break that shield really to recruit somebody. And I believe one thing, if you make people fall in love with the product before the company, even if the business was not good enough for them, they'll always continue using the product. So what happens is you gain retention. You get retention. You get retention. You get retention. And retention is the key to success in any of these businesses. If you don't want to keep building all your life, you got to build a retention rate that is high. It's just that simple. So number 2, we go prospecting. I teach people how to prospect and how to go after cold market prospecting. A lot of people, unfortunately, most people try to go after people in other companies. And I see that kind of wrong. I mean, I'm not a person that will recruit people from other companies because of this. I figure if you're in the other company, you're in love. It's like trying to steal your wife away from you. You're in love with the person you're with. Why would I try to go in and steal you away from that person? Why not just cold market? Why not go look out? Why not go mingle with people? Why not go look out for people? Guess what? In the cold market area, when I teach you guys to do the cold market, recruiting, people will know that it's as simple as possible to do. I mean, I can really do as much as possible. As a matter of fact, in the previous company that we were in before we were at the coffee company, I did 1,200 personal subscriptions in just a quick time. The coffee company, I did a couple, of probably about 1,000 also that I did. And here we're climbing in the thousands. Because the niche basically is how many customers can you get for the company? See, that's what people don't understand. It's not about, any business out there like McDonald's, like Starbucks, whatever. It doesn't matter how many distribution centers they have. It's how many customers they have that makes them big. And that's what people have to understand is retention, retention, retention. Now, the third one I teach people is how to follow up with people. Then I teach people, number 4, how to classify people. If you're a business person or a customer, because you got to really know once you're talking to people, if they're going to be interested in the business, if they're business minded or not. You ask key questions that I teach people how to ask to really get that classification right out of them. And the reason I tell them this is because if you try to force a person who's just going to be a customer into the business, he's not going to do the business. But if you get somebody who's business-minded, who's open for business, guess what? He's going to be pretty massive, especially if you put them together with people who are also the same. And then from there, I teach them to duplicate out after they classify and duplicate out. And the way I duplicate basically people, teach them the 5 steps, teach them the comp plan to whatever company they're in, and then basically so they know it by heart. And number 3, you make sure they get to every single event that's possible the company has, even their local events, even their meetings, even a home meeting, making sure everybody gets to the meeting. That way they'll learn more and learn more, the more they get, bathed into that, into the industry, right? So that's basically what I do is I kind of retail everybody and then recruit them right afterwards. And the key factor is basically is that the more people that don't want to do the business, at least let's just say I had 20 sachets of coffee like we were in the other company before. And out of the 20, people used to give them away. Nobody used to say, maybe one person that I like the coffee. That's only one prospect out of 20. But here, the way I teach people is out of the 20, you'll get 19 customers and one person interested for the business. So at least you have always maximum success and retention and really consumption of the product. And that's the key factor.
Man, I freaking love that answer. I know when we got a chance to work together in the other company is, 2 different ways of looking at it. One is leading with the product, and then you have people and it's all, hey, whatever about the product, it's all about the money. And of course, not everybody's going to make money, so I love that answer. A couple quick ones and we'll tie it up is, what do you think? You talked about a couple mentors throughout your story. How important do you really think it is for somebody to have a mentor and a coach? I see a lot of people struggling out there trying to, quote unquote, just figure it out on their own. So whether it's, learning from somebody online or actually getting a mentor and a coach, how important do you think that is?
I think it's very important because if you don't want to create the same mistakes another person has done before and you want the quick way to the top, you got to get with people that have been to the position you want to be in. I tell people, if you want to really get to a position, let's just say you want to make 1,000 a week, 2,000 a week, 5,000 a week, 10,000 a week, hey, hell, 20,000 a week or 40,000 a week or 135,000 a week, whatever is your goal, doesn't matter. If you get in the shadow of the person that actually is making that money, if you become his shadow, if you become the person that follows him moment to moment, if you start repeating what he does, what he says, how he does it, you will make that money. It's just that simple. And what you do is you're going to jump through the errors. For instance, if you follow me, if you do what I do, and if you to the letter repeat who I am and you duplicate who I am, you're going to be making the money I make it. But here's the key factor to that is that by doing that, you're going to jump all the errors that I've made in the past, all the mistakes that I've been in the past. You're not going to live through those painful moments that I had to live through because now you have you have one of these little I forget what they're called, but remember these little quick books, that quick guides of a book that
Cliff Notes.
The Cliff Note. You get the Cliff Note version, how to make to the top. How to get to the top of the company, how to get to, the position that you always want. And here's the funny thing about it, Robert, is that no matter how many people join the business, no matter how many people see how successful you are, right? Most people are going to follow the guy who's never done the business. Most people are going to follow the guy who has the plan, who can talk the talk, who's standing in front of the room, but has never earned the buck. And unfortunately, they're getting taught wrong. They're getting taught the wrong way. And now there's this culture around network marketing where people are saying network marketing is not real. Network marketing doesn't work. It's not that. It's they're following the wrong people. I tell people there's people like, like you, Robert, and your dad and, your brothers, and there's people out there like they're out there that they've made a lot of money in this industry, in this business. I say, grab one of these guys. Just carry their bag or do what you have to, chauffeur them if you have to. I did it at one point. I started following my, my master distributors from some companies. That's how I was able to jump so quickly and make so much money is that I knew that I needed to get to a certain, I wanted to get certain, to a certain amount. I followed this guy, I became his apprentice, basically. And from there, I made the money he's making. I needed the next guy. I jumped to the guy who's making more money than him, and I became his apprentice. You know what? And then from there, I found somebody else who was making more money, even if he was in another company. I became his apprentice. And I found another guy who's making a lot more money. How the heck is he doing it? He's in another company. I dropped my company, went to that other company, dropped and became his apprentice. What is he doing that's making things different? Guess what? God made us all the same. We all have the same two hands, the same two, most of us have the same two hands, same two arms, we got legs, we got eyes, we got everything, just the same. We're born the same. What makes us different is who we absorb information from. And if you need a mentor, I think mentors are really needed in this time. I think, come up to Robert, listen to his webinars, they're phenomenal. Listen to his trainings, they're phenomenal. Why? This kid has years now, and I've seen him grow for a very long time, and I've watched him grow. I've watched him have his son. I watched him live. I watched him be in trouble. I went through all that, and I was there, and I know how he was molded, and I'll be honest with you. If anybody's listening to this right now on the system, right now here, listen to this gentleman. What you're going to get out of it is going to be pure gold. It's just that simple.
Man, thank you so much for those compliments, and I really, really appreciate that. And I still feel the same way. Why do I want to do an interview with you, Armand Puyolt? Because I know you're making way more money than I ever have. So anytime that I can ever listen to somebody and be quiet, that's the hugest thing to success. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. It's humbling coming from you, because I put you in such high regards and seen your success. So thank you so much, man. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So cool. In closing, first off, I want to make sure anybody watching this knows how to follow you. I don't know if you've got any websites or your fan page on Facebook. So make sure that you tell everybody where they can get in contact with you and follow you as well. And then any closing remarks that you have, any tips that you have that for anybody watching this. I know my followers are from all different types of companies. There's people just getting started to people having success, and even six-figure income earners trying to make it where you are. But if you wanted to just kind of give a broad message to all the people out there and let them know how to find you.
Well, everybody who wants to find me is pretty simple. Just go to mlmguru.com. You'll find me. It's just basically you'll find my public page and Facebook. You can contact me, or you can contact basically people on my staff. It's just very simple. We have a growing number of people that we are helping around the world, and obviously, I do a lot of work, for a lot of different people. I just did a video for Eric Worre. We're doing this video here with Robert. We've done videos around the world. We help. I've done a lot of training seminars for multiple companies around the world. I mean, I just got done, flying around from Latin America and in Europe, because doing these events, and basically it's not for my company. It's for everybody, because I believe one thing. I don't believe in a company, and a company. People kind of feel that, hey, he's in that company, I'm in that company, let's just fight. No, we're in one industry. We're in one industry. The vehicle that you chose is the vehicle you chose. Because what, fall in love with your vehicle. Nobody's going to take you away from that. But the industry is the same. We're all in the same industry. It's like being cross-lined from each other, but yet we're in a total different company. That's perfectly fine. But guess what? The knowledge you can pick up from a lot of people that have been in this industry for so long, I just admire. I have people that I hang around, and it's funny that I got the luxury, and a lot of it is thanks to your dad. That I hang around now with a lot of multi-million-dollar earners from different companies. And, we go to dinner, we talk, we're not trying to recruit each other. We're not trying to bring each other into, we're just talking, what can we do? How can we build? How we can help the industry get bigger? Because remember one thing, this is the industry. If the industry is well, if people are not attacking the industry, if you are making the industry positive, guess what's going to happen? Your company is going to get stronger. And if your company gets stronger, you're going to get stronger. So I do suggest that every single one of you start learning from people that, even though they're not in your company, even though probably they're not in your, just learn from people in the industry. Now, in those words, also be careful with the people who are training that've never been in the industry. Don't take, you got to be very cautious. You got to get, you got to get people to really show you that they're really making that kind of money, that for them to, for you to cater off of them. Because, if they have not made, if they're not walked in the shoes that you want to walk in, guess what? You're not going to get there. And if you're getting the wrong information, it can take you in a road way off the road you want to be on. So make sure you're learning from the right people. Make sure you're learning from people that literally made it before. And I can't stress that enough, because I see a lot of people that they have these books, sometimes these systems to grow or to recruit online and whatever, but they've never done it before. They've never hit 6 figures before. They've never hit 7 figures. And you know what? If you can find one of those people, guess what? Find somebody who has somebody who's documented. If you can find, because documentation always will beat the conversation. And if you can find these people, it'll take you from tragic to magic. So, my friends, I do suggest find some people that really, if you're really serious about the industry, if you're really serious about your company, if you're really serious about growing, don't just put yourself in the 4 walls of just your company. Open yourself up and open your mind to listen to everybody else, not to recruit nobody. Don't try to go out there and recruit people from, like I said, trying to pull somebody's wife from somebody's husband. Don't do that. Just go in there, have conversation, become friends. This is called network marketing. Create a network for yourself. It's just as simple.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much once again for doing this interview with me. It was a true honor to not only interview you directly, but also to open your experience up, your story to all my followers. I know people are going to have huge breakthroughs with this. So once again, if you want to get follow Armand Puyolt, it's MLM Guru, so GURU.
That's right.
Yeah, MLMguru.com. So make sure you go there and check them out. And once again, thank you so much. It's been an honor to do this. And I just love watching you from afar. And hey, guys, just like he said, I haven't made as much money as him. So I'm going to be rewatching this, and I follow everything that he does as well, guys. So I hope everybody got value out of today's show. This is a special treat. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this. Make sure you go to roberthollisjr.com. You can subscribe there and see all the other interviews that we're going to be doing. And once again, Armand, thank you so much. And I hope everybody has a wonderful and blessed day.
Thank you so much. Father's favorite to everybody.